Hi everyone, I'm Lee. I'm a postgraduate student from USM. Today I will be presenting my research proposal for PMC501.
So first of all, I would like to introduce my research topic. My research topic is Exploring School Culture, Teacher Well-being and Commitment to Teaching, Under-enrolled versus High-enrollment School. So now I will give some introduction of my research variable. First, I will introduce about school culture. What school culture means? School culture is actually refer to the guided belief, assumptions, and expectations that are evident in the way a school operates. Next, I will talk about teacher well-being. Teacher well-being is a positive emotional state, which is the result of harmony between the sum of specific environmental factors, personal needs, and expectations of teachers. Next, commitment to teaching. Commitment to teaching refers to as an indicator of teachers' psychological attachment to the teaching professions. So teacher attractions, teacher leaving the profession actually is the important aspect of teacher commitment to teaching. In Malaysia, Ministry of Education classifies schools according to the number of students. In this study, we will exploring and comparing school culture between two types of school with different enrollment of students. These two different types of school are under-enrolled school and high-enrollment school. According to the classification of Ministry of Education, under-enrolled schools are schools with total number of students less than 150, while high-enrollment schools are schools with more than 1,050 students. In Penang, 25 national type primary schools are categorized as under-enrolled schools. 12 Chinese national type primary schools are categorized as high enrollment school. So now we'll move on to the problem statement of this study. Literature revealed that school size is one of the prominent factors that affect the school culture. But what we can see in Malaysia, school culture study across school size is far less explored, especially in the national type Chinese primary school. So most of the study of school culture in Malaysia is focused on the impact of school culture on student achievement and also its relationship with professional learning community. Less attention has been paid on the effect of school culture on teacher well-being and also commitment to teaching. So one of the possible reasons that we can use to explain this situation is due to the limited psychometric sound school culture skill that is applicable in local contexts. So the purpose of this study was to address the research gaps that could help us to improve our understanding the relationships tied among the three variables in building a positive school culture, foster optimum well-being, and high commitment to teaching among teachers. For this research, there are four objectives. First is to examine the psychometric properties of the adapted Western-based school culture skill. Next is to compare the school culture features across under-enrolled and high-enrollment school. Next is to examine the relationship between school culture, teacher well-being, and commitment to teaching. And last, to examine the relationship of each dimension of school culture on teacher well-being and commitment to teaching. In this part, we will discuss about the significance of the study. First, this study aimed to examine the psychometric properties of an adapted Western-based school cultural skill. The validated questionnaire can be used to examine the school culture in Malaysia context in future. Next, the result of this study can significantly reflect the cultural features of both under-enrolled and high enrollment school in Malaysia, which allow us to identify the range of cultural issues, belief, practice, norms, and values that prevail in both schools. Last, the result from this study could add to the literature and fill the research void regarding the area in general. The theoretical theoretical framework for this study is the social cognitive theory of Albert Bandura. So according to the Bandura social cognitive theory, human functioning is the product of a relationship between personal, behavior, and environmental influence. Culture has been emphasized as a crucial environmental factor in human personal development, adaptation, and change. So this study investigates the effect of school culture as an environmental determinant and examine whether school culture directly influences the Penang National Type Chinese primary school teachers' well-being and commitment to teaching. School culture is a developing concept that is associated with different meaning and dimension. In order to investigate how school culture influence on teacher well-being and commitment to teaching, this study adapts dimension views of school culture developed by Zhu. Specifically, Zhu has conceptualized school culture as a multi-dimensional construct that consists of 5 dimensions, which are goal orientation, leadership, innovation orientation, participative decision-making, and formal relationship. The procedure of my research will be shown in this flowchart. First, I will identify my research problem, followed by building up research objective and research question. Next, I will find some articles related to my research topic for literature review. Then I will select my research design. So in this study, I will use cross-section survey. After confirm my research design, I will prepare instrument. The instrument I will also translate it into Bahasa Melayu. Once my instrument is prepared, I will running for pre-testing. So in this step, I will adapt the collaborative interactive translation. Head of Bahasa Melayu language panel of 1 primary school and also 12 primary school teacher is invited to review my instrument. They will give me some feedback, then I will modify my instrument based on their comments. After that, I will host and conduct my survey on Google Form platform. Once I'm getting the approval from EPRD and also the State Education Department. After collecting the data, I will analyzing my data, then finally I will presenting the finding of my research. This study, we will use a quantitative cross-sectional survey design. The reason why we use quantitative methodology is because it can measure specific characteristics from a large number of sample representatives. Therefore, the result can propose to the whole population easily and precisely. Cross-sectional survey can be considered a snapshot that gives a picture of what the researcher want to study. For your information, the scope for this study was purposely limited to the teacher from National Type Chinese Primary School in Penang State only. So according to the data from the government, there are 90 Chinese National Type Primary School in Penang with total number of 1,300 teachers. So purposive sampling is used for this study. First of all teachers from SJKC school are classified according to the type of school they are teaching. After the classification, 200 samples are selected from under-enrolled school and another 200 samples are selected from high-enrollment school. For data analysis, I will use graph to present the demographic information of participants like their gender and the experience of teaching. Then the ANOVA test was run to analyze the between groups and within group variance of the school culture dimension among the under-enrolled and high-enrollment school. Next, the partial least square structural equation modeling was used for validating the school culture skill in terms of convergent and discriminant validity, and also to explore the linear relationship between school culture, teacher well-being, and commitment to teaching.
Thanks for viewing my presentation. Bye-bye.